Happy Wednesday, everyone, and welcome back to another episode on Ready, Set, Real Estate with yours truly, Lisa Puerto, super agent, the one, the only, and the original. I have got a wonderful guest for us today. Master teacher, master student. You know how I am when I get on the show. We get to learn, connect, build, share. If you're new to the show and you're viewing online, make sure you hit that share button, tag someone, let someone know what we're doing. We are bringing phenomenal people in all aspects of the real estate industry that share their knowledge, gifts, experiences. And I'm getting connected with people who are doing just above and beyond. And that for me is an honor. It is an honor to introduce to you all Miss Lilly Walker to the show. Lilly, welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you. I'm a little hot.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. And I've been traveling, so I've come back from hot Atlanta, and I now know why it's called that. Traveled to Chicago, caught it in its season of where it is warm. It was anywhere, I believe it was in the 80s. And so that worked out for me. And so since we are talking about you're a little hot, share with us a little bit where you're from.
Well, I am from Manhattan. That's where I was born and raised for the most part. But I also spent a lot of time in Jamaica, where my grandparents are from, and the rest of my family. So I kind of consider myself belonging to both countries, if you will, to a certain extent.
Very good, very good. Let me share a little snippet, just a snippet, because you bring a whole plethora of real estate. She is a whole plethora of real estate. Let me share. She's got about now 17 years experience as a real estate investor, being a landlord and lien lord. Yes, I said that right. Lien lord. And so that is really what I wanted to hone in on, at least in this segment, because everyone talks about being a landlord, but you very rarely hear people use that title as lien lord. She also invests in REITs, that's real estate investment trusts, and crowdfunding. And she's got certificates in real estate from housing preservation and development and neighborhood housing services. And here's what really jumped out at me. You also are formally USPAP certified as a real estate appraiser.
Yes.
Wow. Women in appraisal. Yes. So I know that was once upon a time and you've made your transition, but yes, I commend you. So that's amazing. And you're an advocate. So you've assisted first-time homeowners and landlords in the home buying process and managing buildings. And I love that you mentioned that you keep abreast by attending, you're expanding your network, you go to the meetups, you go to the meetings. And that, when people are looking at us and people like you and myself, and they're wondering, like, how do you know this? You've got to be in it.
Yes.
You've got to be in it. You've got to be around the people. You've got to be around the dialogues. You've got to be part. You've got to be in it. And so this is what Ready, Set, Real Estate is about. Bringing it right to their phones, to the tablets, to the computers, to the car dashboards. We're in it.
Yes.
So what a joy. I'm very excited to have you. So let's just jump on in here. I really want to know, how'd you get started? Let's just start there. Just kind of what has been the journey for you. And I cannot wait to share your book, by the way, because I think it's very needed, especially there's always, when the real estate market is on the up, everyone's talking about jump in now, right?
That is not the time.
Right? And it's like everyone's trying to flip this and flip that. And it's like, yo, slow down. You got to learn some stuff a bit.
Yeah.
So please share with us just kind of a snippet of your journey. Why real estate and how?
Okay. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
back in the 70s, there was a man, he had Carlton Sheets. And he said, with real estate, you can be rich with little money down, and live an easy lifestyle. Well, since I was poor and had a hard lifestyle, I had the little money down because I had no money at the time. I was a child.
Yeah.
That attracted me because I did not enjoy being poor.
Right. Say
So,
that.
to be quite honest with you, the money was the first attraction.
Sure.
As I grew older, I had a taste for art, and I fell in love with architecture and interior design.
Wonderful.
Moving forward in college, I read a book called Think and Grow Rich, Black People. And they said that the best way for Black people to come up out of poverty, which is where I was still at the time, was to buy a multifamily. Two of you, meaning yourself and a friend or another family member, share one part of the house and you rent out the other part of the house.
Right.
So that's what I did. I followed directions. I went back and I moved to the part of Manhattan that I was originally from, that I always loved, which is Harlem.
Yes.
And at that time, growing up, Harlem was what they call a D neighborhood. Meaning that was a neighborhood that a lot of people drove by but didn't stop by because they were afraid that they would get shot. It was high crime, to be quite honest with you. I was born and grew up at that time. As you might know now, I'm not sure if many of you are aware, Harlem is not a D neighborhood anymore. It is, I would say, an A minus neighborhood, trying to be an A plus neighborhood real quick. And many of the friends that I grew up with and other new friends that I met, they started moving out of the neighborhood. So when that happened, I said, well, let me take it up a notch and try to learn more about investing and more about what I can do, not only as a homeowner, but also to help others.
Nice.
So that's, and I just sucked up the knowledge and I keep sucking it up. And to be honest, I've had some falls. I've run into some pitfalls.
Good. And we're going to pause right there because that is exactly, you've touched on so many real things and the transparency about this industry. So yes, one, attractive because of the money. And we know about 90% or more millionaires and billionaires in our era, past, present, future, make it in real estate. So yes, it's very valid and transparent and honest to say the money is what brought me here because I wanted to shift my circumstances. Yes. The other thing that I'm happy that you're talking about and sharing with us is the flops. And that's what this show is also about, the transparency that it's not always going to be glitz and glam. It's not pretty when I've got to evict tenants that have been renting for 20 years when our clients now want to take back their home. You know, it's real life. And so thank you for saying that as we're learning, we're going to bump our heads along the way.
Yes. among other body parts that will get bumped as well.
Exactly. So yes, go ahead, please. I just wanted to just reiterate that because people feel like when they get in, and if it wasn't a 100% successful story or experience, then that they did not succeed. And that's a lot of weight to put on yourself when this is not something that's being conditioned in us since inception of birth through childhood, adolescence. You know, we get in our elder years and our adult years, and then we're learning. And so it's going to hurt.
Yes, it is. But you can recover.
Yes.
There's a way out, especially when you have a good support system. And that's one of the things that I brought about in the book.
Right.
Just because you are knocked down, that doesn't mean you have to stay down.
Wonderful. Just because you're knocked down doesn't mean you have to stay down. Share the book real quick. Let's just plug it since we're talking about it.
It's called The Perils of Real Estate Scam
Yes.
Alert.
The
And
Perils of Real Estate Scam Alert. And where is it available?
it's available on both Amazon and Kindle.
Okay, very good. So we're going to get back to that. So let's talk about, and I'm happy, and let me just say this, you guys. Lily and I connected because I was talking about a scam alert in terms of mortgages, renovation loans happening in California. And it's not in every state, but it is in some states, and it shows up in very different ways because there are certain groups, and I will say it, that are being targeted.
Mm-hmm.
That's facts. And so she and I connected, we vibed on the same thing, same mission. We're like out here trying to bring awareness and heads up. And so I said, Lily, I need you on my show. Lily, I was like, I need you on my show. So she's on the show, and we're going to talk about now liens. LIENlord, break that down for me.
Okay.
I know nothing about what that means, right? For our listening audience, what does that mean to be a lien lord?
Okay. As many of you may know, you can have a lien placed on your home if you do not pay certain things such as taxes, mortgages, or even a contractor. They can put what's called a mechanical lien on your property.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't focus too much on the mechanical liens. My focus is mostly on tax liens and mortgage note liens. What a lien lord is someone who buys the lien on your property, but instead of foreclosing on your property, what we do is we turn around and we try to negotiate with you and either create a loan that is affordable for you to pay us back, or modify the loan that you have. If it's a mortgage note, modify that loan so that you can stay in your home and pay us back. And we also may introduce you to various government programs that are out there that are willing to give you free money to stay in your home. It's a lot cheaper, to be honest with you, in many cases than foreclosure, because foreclosure can range, depending on the state, between $1,000 to $5,000.
Wow.
So why should I spend an extra $1,000 to $5,000 to foreclose on your property unless you really don't want to pay?
Right.
But if you do want to pay and you do want to stay, why not work out a deal with you so that you turn me into the bank and you pay me monthly instead of being put out of your house? So that's what a lien lord is.
I like it. Sounds like a win-win.
Yes, it is.
For those who are already in a very tight financial situation, but yet still want to maintain the property.
Right.
And I'm really happy to hear you say that you also are finding, because, and this speaks volumes to how this is a win-win, because you ultimately want to get paid. So it would benefit you to find the resources for the homeowner that will also put them in a perhaps a better loan product.
Right.
And have the funding. Yes. And right now, and let me say this, I think this is a great point of conversation, because for those of you who have not noticed, we are about 10 years post the crisis, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there are the adjustable rate mortgages. There were about 3 to 4 of those loan product types. We are now due for the 10 years to adjust. The 10 years are now due to adjust. So if you or someone you know is listening and may have that loan product, and it's now going to be adjusting, and this is real right now, Lily, because I'm getting the phone calls, I'm seeing the mortgage statements where the payments are adjusting upwards anywhere from $1,500 to $3,000.
Yeah.
This is real right now. So as we're looking at trying to recover, we're now walking into another wave. And it's unfortunate because the Keep Your Home California program here expired June last month, June. Oh, we're in August already. Expired in June. So some people have missed that cutoff. So reach out to your professional. You can reach out to me. I'll connect you with some resources, counseling, and you get connected with people like Lily, who they do this for a living, and it's to help you adjust the mortgage, adjust the payments, keep your property. And like she said, you then make your payment to her.
Right.
She'll work out the deal and the logistics, but you won't be foreclosed on, because when that happens, it gets sold at the auction steps, and then you have sheriffs at your door giving you a notice it's time to go.
Correct.
So, today feels a little heavy. I normally we're kind of like talking some real, exciting stuff, but today I already feel the tone of this show is going to be a little bit heavy because we're talking about liens. And if you didn't realize, your mortgage is a lien on your property. Your mortgage is a lien on your property.
Right.
And you mentioned tax liens and mortgage liens. And I like that you say you don't deal too much with the mechanic liens, right? Because and explain mechanic liens. We're talking about mechanic liens.
Mechanic liens, as stated before, is more when a contractor, they've done work for you and they feel that you have not paid the agreed upon price for whatever it is that you wanted them to do. So they place a mechanic lien against your home. I am not too proficient as far as I know that you can buy mechanic liens, but it's not often something that is something that they sell.
And that would make sense. That would make sense. And I would just think, because as we're talking about tax liens and mortgage liens, that would make sense in relation to mechanic liens, because tax liens, there's a level of priority. Who's getting paid first?
Tax liens.
Tax liens. There it is. Tax liens are getting paid first.
Right.
And that's the reason why when we talked about this whole renovation program, it's that loan is attached to the property taxes. And if you have an existing mortgage, guess what? Your lender's pretty upset with you that you went and put on a reno loan tied to your property tax, because they're making sure they get paid first before your mortgage.
Oh, yes. I've seen that actually in Connecticut. What was it? It was an eminent domain case where the bankers went to court and said they want to get paid before the tax lien, before the people who own the tax liens get paid. Right. So yes, that has happened. But a lot of times, there's been a few times when they have won, but a lot of times, no, the tax liens supersede the mortgage liens. The only times they don't, like here in New York City, they sell tax liens only to corporations, not to individuals like myself. But homeowners association can put a lien on your house as well, and you can buy that.
Listen to that, real estate gems. Real estate gems. A homeowners association can put a lien on your property, and you can be an investor and purchase those liens. So who, as we're talking about this, who would be more apt to, what type of clientele, or not a clientele, who would this be attractive to, getting into buying liens versus investing in properties? And I want to be a landlord and homeowner. Would you name maybe one or two benefits in terms of what has gotten you attracted to investing in liens?
Okay, well, with liens, you don't have to deal with tenants, you don't have to deal with rats, you don't have to deal with termites, and you don't have to deal with fixing toilets at 12 o'clock in the morning. So that is the beauty of mortgage liens and tax liens.
You said that with a huge smile. So for those who are listening on our radio podcast, and remember, we're available on radio podcasts everywhere: Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, to name a few, Anchor FM. Just wanted to shout out to those platforms who are allowing our audience to really expand into their car dashboards. And we're available in car dashboards at least 4 million everywhere, which is pretty exciting. But she is smiling when she said what she didn't have to deal with, because she's, as a landlord and managing and helping other people manage their buildings and their properties, her smile was like ear to ear when she said, you don't have to deal with tenants, rats, and all this termites and all this other stuff. So those are already perks for her. She's like, I'm winning. I love it. I love it. So in terms of, let's talk funding. So in terms of how much money are we talking about? Because when you're dealing with investing in property and you're talking about New York and Cali, these are high premium states.
Right.
So to get in the game, you definitely need a couple hundreds of thousands of dollars to get in the game, unless you're pooling your money with other investors. And so I just want to give that disclaimer. Can be done. It is done all the time, and it's done through a collective. Everyone pulls in their money, buys the property, everyone wins, right? So in terms of tax liens and tax mortgages, this sounds like this is something more of an individual can maybe manage and learn and invest.
You can do it by yourself, or you can do it with a group of people as well.
Mm-hmm.
Some mortgage liens are actually only $3,000.
I love that you just said only $3,000, y'all.
Well, as compared to being $300,000.
Right.
I think that 3,000 is a pretty good deal.
Yes.
Because even if you do run into a homeowner who is not cooperative and you do have to go through the foreclosure process, you've gotten a pretty good deal on their home, which you can then turn around and flip it. And I say flip because a lot of times when you foreclose on people, they get upset and they'll tear up the home. So you might have to go in and fix it up. So you can rehab it and sell it, or you can rent it out. Oh, I'm sorry.
No worries. You're fine.
Okay.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
So that is, see, I'm happy. I'm happy that we're talking about other aspects of entering into real estate. That may take a little bit longer in terms of getting your foot in the door with having to go through foreclosure. However, you're in the door.
Right.
And if that's the goal, that's the goal. One of the things that I tend to be very concerned about, especially when we talk about wholesaling and rehabbing and people going after homeowners who tend to be in a default pre-foreclosure situation, is not wanting to prey on them and really come in as a solution. And it's important that our listening audience is hearing that you are coming in as a solution to help a homeowner keep their property, because they may be behind. And that's what we're talking about. Tax liens, it means you're behind. You know, every quarter, semi-annual, you've got a tax lien that is recorded. And when we pull reports, and let me just say this, it's very important that when you're even investing in property, you pull a full property profile. We call it, you want to date down. You want to know every single thing about that property. And Lily, would you agree in terms, so what kind of deals maybe would you shy away from? There's a tax lien. What some other things would you be looking for that you would say, this is not going to be worth it?
Well, one particular property that we were looking at, it was abandoned, and the bank wanted $27,000 for it. But when we ran the ARV on it, it was only going to be worth $20,000 once fixed up.
ARV, real quick, what does that mean?
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Is the the doorbell threw me off.
After repair value.
Repair value.
I got you. The after repair value. We want to make sure that those who are listening know acronyms, because I anticipate they're taking notes.
Yes.
So you ran the ARV, didn't make sense.
No, it did not make sense. So we passed on that particular deal. Also, if there's too many code violations on the property,
yes,
it might not be worth purchasing.
got it.
Lien. So those are some of the things that we look at when we are evaluating a mortgage lien.
Got it.
And we also, if you buy a mortgage lien, you may not necessarily want the tax lien either. A lot of it has to do with numbers. You really have to plug in the numbers.
There it is.
If it's going to work out for you, you have to always assume the worst. That's why you have to look at the after repair value.
Very good. Very good. I like to say, if it makes sense, it makes dollars.
Yes.
If it makes sense, it makes dollars. And
right.
and so listen up. I'm just going to do this recap. Make sure you catch it on the replay. But she dropped some already wonderful real estate gems. Mm-hmm. When you're looking into investing in the tax liens and the tax mortgages, you run the numbers, run the ARV, see if it makes sense. Because if it makes sense, it's going to make dollars. So she said, as a group, they've walked away from what the bank was asking for the property. But when they ran the after repair value, the numbers don't comp out. The numbers don't show. It's not there. The value's not there. So that may allow you to do one or two things. Go back to the bank and renegotiate. They can say no, or they can say yes. That's up to you. And what we do with, it's so funny because that reminded me, as I was in Atlanta teaching our youth at the Youth Academy through our workshop, I said, true or false, everything in real estate is negotiable. They're like, true. So babies from ages 8 to 18 know this right now. Everything in real estate is negotiable.
Great.
Number 2, she said it may not be worth to invest or purchase the lien if there's too many code violations. If it's too much, if it's going to cost you too much to bring that property up to code, plus the cost of the lien, and you want to buffer for any contingencies, miscellaneous contingencies, which means if there might be anything that will go wrong, can go wrong, will go wrong. You want to have anywhere of a 5% to 10% budget factor in your numbers. All right. Ooh, I'm feeling strong right now. I love this. Women talking real estate, numbers, with liens. What a joy today. What a joy. So as we're sharing, and let me just, so as we're talking about LIENlord, and you're investing in different products, and you do meetups in the groups, what's next for you? What's next for you? Anything exciting you're looking into? Another book, and let me just right here plug real quick. Let's just boom. Let's do this right now. I'm just going to say right now, go ahead and order The Perils of Real Estate Scam Alert by Lilly Walker, available on Amazon and Kindle. So I'm going to take this moment right now, Lilly, to ask you to share a little bit about what the readers can expect about this book. What can they expect? And just maybe 2, what inspired the book? I know it's just like, especially when we're talking about advocacy and heads up, you bring 17 years of real estate investing. What a download in this book. What can people expect?
Well, after so many years of being scammed in many different ways, I feel like I have a PhD in it at this particular point.
Listen to that, you all.
So I decided to share my experiences so that no one else would make the same mistake that I made. Now, I originally wrote it for people who are interested in entering real estate, first-time investors and first-time landlords. However, I've gone to a conference and I realized that some people who are experienced may be able to also find value in the book as well. Not only do I expose scams and let people know what they should be aware of and what they should look out for, I let people also know what are the different ways in which they can recover and how to deal with it. I found that many people who have been scammed, who are more experienced than I am, who have far more than I do, a lot of times they'll just say, oh, well, I just forgive them and move on. They are not aware of the different technology platforms out here right now in which they can share their experiences. Besides, they can write their own book, of course, but
Right.
they can share with other investors or other aspiring investors that are out there, so that they don't make the same mistakes and they don't use the same people that hurt them on their deals.
Right. I'm so thankful for that, because this is a level of transparency that we're talking about. I've shared it before on a previous show. I've shared it in intimate circles. I'll say it again. When I first got into real estate, I was scammed. I was scammed out. That lesson, that investment in my learning was $2,000. It was $2,000. And I then learned a lot more about what kind of real estate environment California is. And I always share this with people who are looking to invest in various places. You need to know the local ordinances and the law for that state. You need to know, is it a tax lien state, a tax deed state? You need to know, notes, mortgages. You need to know what is the law of the land.
Yes.
What are the laws of the land? And while we talk very generically about processes of real estate investing, you attend these seminars and these workshops from people who are coming from other states to market to you in a very general way, but it will come down to this: what are the laws of the land?
Yes, it will.
That was what I learned. That was what I learned. Lily, I'm so thankful for having you on the show, your experience. And I really want people to support you as an indie author. Support indie authors. Absolutely. The earliest I'll be in New York area is April of 2019. I'm coming for my signed copy. I want my personal signed copy. I will hold on to my book until you can sign it and meet you in person, because this is what's a beauty that you said in terms of the platform, using the technology to share and build one another. And this for me is a gold. This is a gold mine, because there's no one right now that is using their platform in the way that we aspire to do through Ready, Set, Real Estate to support our youth work, our nonprofit Real Estate 100, because we're dealing with the up and coming. They need to know. We need to have the digital footprint of the lilies in the world. We need to know of the lilies in the world who said, I've been scammed and I had been, I've gone through it. And like you said, all the flops of it, and be able to put that into a message. So we thank you for your journey, your experience, and your strength to actually come forth. And I imagine that that's been healing for you as well, because you're still in it.
Yes.
You're still in real estate. Most people that I have come across have absolutely said, you know what? I had this bad experience. I'm done. Right? I had bad tenants. I'm done. But you know what? Now today I offer them something new. Because I'm telling you, if you catch us on the on-demand TV, please, check out Lily's smile when she said, no tenants, no rodents, no termites, no plumbing issues. I'm just dealing with liens. And that, for her, after having managed buildings and tenants, and those of you who have had many bad experiences, check out into investing into tax liens and mortgages and mortgage liens, because there's another world there. And Lily, I don't know if are you offering consultation for those who may want to jump into that game? I don't know. You may have another income of stream here. We're always talking about multiple incomes of stream. Is that something you're open to, or do you have a network of people you can refer people to?
I am open to it. I have a number of networks that I can refer people to They just need to let me know where they're from.
Very good.
And I can say, go here. But
Yes.
even if I refer you to a group of people, I still want people to do their own background checks.
There it is. Due diligence.
Yes.
Do your due diligence in everything. I'm so happy you said that. She said, even though if I'm referring you to them, the onus is on you to do your homework.
Yes.
Always do your homework. Okay. Even someone like me, whoever I give you, whatever I'm saying, the platform is for you to check it out. Look into what is being said and what is being shared. And I think Lily and I both agree, because we are part of other groups as well. And one of the things that we like about the groups that we're in is that it spawns us to think. And when you're challenging the individual and the person to think, that is when growth is happening. Connect, build, and share, right?
Right.
Lily, any last remarks? I mean, we just really wanted to keep it simple and basic, but this is a gold mine. Like I said, real estate gems for those who are listening and maybe never even heard of being a lien lord, because everybody's talking about, be the lord of the land and landlord. But here we're talking about being a lien lord. And if it doesn't work out and where the owner is not paying you, guess what? You may also move forward and foreclosing on them. And in California here, and there's a company here, and also she's based in Nevada. She's got a massive empire, that's what she does. She does this exact thing. And when she does not recoup her money from the homeowners, she forecloses, rehabs the property, and she sells them back for retail value.
Right.
There's levels to this. And I'm so happy today we leveled up. Lily, any last remarks you want to share with our listening and viewing audience?
Well, in addition to your due diligence, part of the other due diligence process is to make sure you sit down with a lawyer and go over your contracts and make sure you understand the terms of the contract. Make sure the people that you are doing business with, that they are also on the same page with you when it comes to having them perform whatever work you need done on your property. And also, even with tax liens and mortgage liens, you need someone to help you go over your contracts. That's part of your due diligence. And most importantly of all, please be careful of your prejudices. Be careful of thinking that because someone carries themselves in a certain way, physically, the way they speak, their mannerisms, careful with thinking that they will not do you any harm. Because the numbers in a deal can look good, but if your team is messed up, if you don't have the right people on your team, the money can go south real quick.
Very, very solid and sound advice. Oh my goodness. You guys catch this one on the replay. Lily, what a joy. And thank you for accommodating. Originally, we were scheduled last week. Life happened, but we're back. We made it happen. I was committed to bringing you back on, and we'll continue to connect with you. There are people who want to learn more about you. So for those of you who are asking and inquiring, please contact me. You can definitely contact through the show. DM me at LA Super Agent. Visit the website, lasuperaagent.com. Go ahead. We'll connect you with any of our guests, because yes, I have their name and phone numbers, and for their protection that they're not inundated. Yes, I'm acting as the buffer. Lily doesn't want just anybody giving her a call. All right. So we've definitely connected our past audiences with our guests, those who were interested in land development, those who are interested in being running a home inspection company. And today, what amazing information about learning more about being a lien lord. Wow. Lily, I love you, sis. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank
for having
you.
me. I enjoyed it.
Absolutely. What a joy. What a joy. And you guys, be sure to support our indie authors and get connected with her. Get connected with her. Buy the book. Buy the book. The Perils of Real Estate Scam Alert, available on Amazon and Kindle. Thank you all. We'll see you next week for a wonderful and powerful episode on Ready, Set, Real Estate. See ya.
Bye.